Hello, my name is Heather Lorenzon. I'm a teacher of the Transcendental Meditation technique. I've been teaching this technique for over 40 years. I would say it's the best thing you could do for the whole of your life. It will affect every aspect of your life in a positive way. Transcendental meditation is quite different from other forms of meditation. It's not a religion, it's not a lifestyle. It's simply a technique that will allow your conscious thinking mind to settle deeper and deeper and even transcend the finest level of thinking and experience what we call pure consciousness. This experience is very pleasurable, is very fulfilling, and it also is accompanied by deep, deep rest, because our mind and body are intimately connected. So if we're able to get deep rest in the mind, allow the mind to settle down to its deepest state, its state of least excitation, then the body will also settle down, and it settles to a deep state of rest, which has been found to be twice as deep as deep sleep. So in the 20 minutes of meditation, you're just sitting comfortably in a chair with your eyes closed, and there is a specific technique that you're taught by a qualified TM teacher. If you want to learn Transcendental Meditation, you have to learn it from a teacher who's been trained to teach this particular technique. It is quite different from other techniques such as mindfulness. It doesn't involve concentration, and it doesn't involve contemplation. We're not thinking about anything particular, but we are doing a specific technique which allows the mind to settle down. Most of us find that it's very hard to let your mind settle down. The only time it does is perhaps when you go to sleep. This is a technique which allows you to experience a state of consciousness known as restful alertness. You're rested, like in sleep, deeply rested, but still awake. That has great ramifications for your daily life, because when you come out of meditation, you generally find that you're clearer in the thinking, you're able to make decisions more effectively, more spontaneously, come to the right conclusion, and become more efficient in your daily life. So from a point of view of mental potential, it's an absolute boon. I would say that anyone who is doing anything really in life, but particularly business people, find it to be an absolute asset to their daily life and efficiency in their work environment. But it also has an effect on their health, because our mind and body are intimately connected. If we're able to settle down to the state of least excitation of consciousness, our body will settle down to that deep state of rest. We will start to release stresses and strains, which of course we all have, and we are increasingly experiencing these days. You're able to experience a state of rest which will allow those deeper rooted stresses to release in an easy, natural way. What that means is that after meditation, you're going to have more energy. You're going to be able to experience better health all over. In fact, there's been over 700 research studies on transcendental meditation, and even 350 of those have been published in peer-reviewed scientific journals. So it's a very well scientifically validated technique. It can be relied on, and if you start the technique, you're sure to get the results. The results for health have been quite amazing. There was a study back a few years ago on 2,000 policyholders of a health insurance company in the US who were doing transcendental meditation. They were compared with other people, 2,000 others, who were not doing transcendental meditation. And the TM group was shown to be using health facilities at least 56% less than the people who weren't doing TM. What does that mean? Just means that basically they were releasing stress as it came in. They were getting rid of the stuff that's been there a long time and holding them back in their life and creating ill health. And so they were able to live a happier, healthier, and a longer life. In fact, if you've been doing Transcendental Meditation for 5 years or more on a regular basis, you're likely to be at least 10 to 15 years younger than someone else your own age, biologically speaking. So it has very tangible health benefits, which I think everyone could benefit from. But socially, it also has benefits, because when you are experiencing a state of rest and relaxation inside, you're able to interact with your environment more effectively. People who do TM find that they are more tolerant. You're able to make decisions more effectively. You're not quite so caught up in the negativity that may be around you and brought in from other environments, your work environment and so on. So they also find that people often say to me, oh, look, I just seem to be able to adapt to everything more easily. And if there's one thing for sure you're going to experience in life, and that is a lot of change. And change is just part of life. And a lot of the time, if we don't have a resilient and adaptable nervous system, we can find maybe changing jobs or changing partners or changes in the family relationships, work environment, and so on, can be very stressful. People who are doing TM often find that they can go with the flow more easily. You just find that you can adapt to things and actually see problems more as challenges rather than something difficult. The other wonderful effect of Transcendental Meditation, which has now been well researched and is very pertinent to the difficulties that are going on in the world today, is the fact that when there are a number of people doing TM in, say, a city or in a group, if you've got 1% of the population of a particular group doing Transcendental Meditation, it's shown to be able to reduce the stress levels in the rest of the population. I won't go into all of that research now, but it's very well documented. And it is something that we are actually going to put into effect, hopefully, over the Christmas New Year period in 2023, with a large group that is assembling in India to be able to try to help the world become less war-prone and more calm, and hopefully reduce some of the tensions that we're experiencing. So when you do Transcendental Meditation for yourself, you are actually making a positive contribution to world consciousness. You will be doing the best you can. And often we do feel quite helpless in the face of the negativity that we hear in the press day by day. This is something you can do that will positively not just help yourself, but the world as a whole. So if any of you are interested to take TM in further, if you want to have a look at it closely, just inquire. You can inquire on the website that we have specifically for women who do Transcendental Meditation, and you can go into the website of www.tmforwomen.org.au, or you can inquire on our email info@tmforwomen.org.au. We'll put you in touch with a teacher in your area, and hopefully you'll be able to start very quickly. It doesn't take long to learn Transcendental Meditation. You can learn it over a period of 4 days. It's an hour and a half each day for 4 days in a row. After that, there's generally a follow-up program, and in fact, the program is available lifelong. So once you've learned, you do pay a fee, which is equivalent to about a couple of weeks' income or less, and it can be paid over time. But that fee will cover you for a lifetime. After that, you can go to group meditations in various areas in your local centre. You can join in all sorts of webinars and other additional support that you're able to get once you've learned the technique. And it's a wonderful technique to take on. I would suggest that just don't hesitate. If you're watching this, just go for it. You won't regret it. What I haven't covered, but I will just really quickly, is the fact that Transcendental Meditation is a very authentic meditation technique. It's been passed on from teacher to pupil through thousands of years. It's not something we just dreamt up when we teach it, and it was brought to the Western world by a man by the name of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi about over 50 years ago now. He had a teacher before him. His name was Gurudev. And of course, that tradition had been passed on through what they call the Vedic tradition of masters for thousands of years before that. So when you're learning Transcendental Meditation, you're learning a technique which has been around for thousands of years, well and truly works, and is different from anything else you may have tried, and it's easy to learn. So I'll leave it with you. One last thought. It's so easy to do, and I always say you don't have to believe anything I've said for it to work. It's whether or not you actually practice it, and you won't regret it if you start. So enjoy it. I hope you start soon, and nice to talk with you.